This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I'll create a new project. I'll call this project as Hybrid Framework. And this project should implement the NUnit framework. So for implementing NUnit framework, you have to go to something called as extensions, manage extensions. And if you go to online, you'll be able to see a lot of extensions out here. What you require is actually, if you click on all and go to search, you will see NUnit. And you have to install actually these two. So one is the NUnit VS templates. These are basically project templates to work with the NUnit framework, and it integrates with your Visual Studio. So templates to work inside your Visual Studio using the NUnit framework. So you need this. And this is NUnit 3, please remember it, and NUnit test adapter. This adapter is for running tests in Visual Studio. So works with NUnit. For running NUnit 2 test, use the NUnit 2 adapter. So this is NUnit 3. So what you are actually installing is NUnit framework version number 3. So these two has to be installed. It has to be installed from your extension part. Okay, once you install it, you will go to your project. This is the project created. Now, if you go to this particular project, go to your manage NuGet packages. Uh, you will be using Selenium, so you have to install all those Selenium packages what you require. So Selenium. Three 3.141 install this. Okay, you need Selenium support also, this one. Install this. And Gecko driver and all, whatever you require. And Sakamoto, this is what you require. 0.26 current version. And you require IE driver. This is a Win32, Win64. And you require your Chrome driver. Now this is 77, and the Chrome that I have is 70. I think 77 I have. 78. So based on the version of Chrome, you also install the Chrome driver 78. If you have 77, please install 77. Okay. Else that you require is what you require is extend report. That is for your reporting purpose. And I will not install the 4 version. I will install the 3 version. I'll install 3.1.3. Install that. Extend reports by Anshu Arora. You can see that. And I'm going to use
Kaushik,
3.1.3. Yeah,
Kaushik,
go
is there
ahead.
any particular reason to install version 3.13, Kaushik?
Was what particular?
Is there any particular reason to install that 3.13 version, Kaushik?
I have not worked with 4, so that is why 3 I'm using.
Fine, Kaushik, yeah.
And if you go to extend report website also, it is your connection is private advanced. Proceed. Okay, it is available for version 3 and 4 as well for .NET and Java both. And 3, if you go to .NET version, you have two kind of version, Pro and Community. Pro, you have to buy it. Community is fine, you can use it out. These are the community features and these are the pro features. You can go to this particular website to understand. Community features will support your HTML reporter, support for standard and BDD test, Cucumber, respectflow rather. Add screenshot to the test, add screenshot to the logs, append to existing reports. Offline reports are not available. Configure view visibility is not available. Autosave screenshot relative report not available. Auto link screenshot to report not available. Test display order setting is not available. Markup helpers not available. Code block is available. Label, table, card, and is not available. Label table is available. And extend X reporter, X report is available. Support for extend X community servers available for community edition. Pro server is available. And cloak report is also available for your this thing. Now, if you scroll down, you will be able to find out the what is the last version of your community edition, which was released for .NET. And snippets of code is also defined out here to make you understand how to use it. Okay, so if you scroll down, you will be able to see, yeah, this portion, XML file for configuration of HTML, extend report. This is for professional edition. What we need is for community. You'll see that later on. And email reporter is for pro. Markup helpers. So any unit examples are defined out here. You can see that. Any uses decorators like this, which are called as annotations in Java. One-time setup, one-time tear down, text fixture. Setup and tear down. Helper examples. I want to go. Yeah. This is professional edition. 3.1.0 professional and what community it is. Mm, So last version of that means if it is available over the internet, this is a freeware extend report, and this is the last version is 3.1.3 community edition. And along with that extend report, it has also installed all these other dependent NuGet packages like your H. So this is with the when you install extend reports NuGet package, it installs the all the dependent packages which you see out here. So it will install HTML, Agility Pack, Microsoft ASP.NET, ASP.NET, Razor, MongoDB, Bison, in Newtonsoft, JSON, Razor Engine, System.runtime, interoperable services, runtime information, MongoDB driver core, MongoDB driver, extend report 3.1.3. Say OK. Accept the terms. So to install this, okay, and NUnit, I have told you extension is required. These are the two extensions of NUnit. NUnit 3, we're going to use that. Okay, and once it is done, I don't need a simple class file. I need a class file which will support NUnit framework. So what I need to do is that go out here, hybrid framework, right click and add new item, and that is where we will select. You will see that inside the test, so you see NUnit. Okay, this is what you need to select. NUnit test fixture is already selected, you can see. So you can give a name to it, C# file name. You can add it out. This is what you get as far as your NUnit is concerned, and you can see that it is coming up with problems, and that is because of the fact that you need to see the potential fixes. Probably the import of the packages or the namespace has not been done properly, so remove the unnecessary ones. Apply. Well, I would like to use all these things. So in the references, I think the NUnit has not come. Let me see. These are for extend report. These are all for extend report and all. This is extend report and all. So we can add the references for NUnit. Using NUnit. Why should it come like this? Test class, delete it. In unit extension have those unit 3 test adapter and in use VS. Let me remove this and uninstall. Well, let me try to find out what is the problem. Extensions, manage extensions. Search for an unit. Have to restart. So when you close, it will ask you for installation. Add a new class, test. Text feature, add. One minute. Yeah, the same program, the new package is still on the correct project. If you download 3.4.0, so we can. So references doesn't show up. What is the extension? 3.15.1. Assembly reference. What assembly? Assembly is out here only. Unit.tear system and unit framework. Very absurd. That is already installed through the extensions, Baba. Already installed. Test out a Visual Studio package. Very, very absurd. Let me try to also see already I have installed the adapter, which is a response manual 3 version is 3.15.1. Now if I need to install the NuGet package also, it will be kind of very stupid. Anyway, let me see. Manage NuGet package. The type of namespace and unit could not be found. Are you missing?
Kaushik, I think we have to that solution, right?
No, nothing of that sort. You can project specific NuGet package also is possible. But
Okay.
this is a specific problem with the NUNet. I don't know why it is.
Can we change the version?
This is the latest version, stabilized version.
Okay.
Actually, you don't need to do a NuGet package because you've created an extension out here. Let me disable this and put a NuGet package for this adapter out here. In 2019, I'm saying this. 2017, no problem. This is 3.12. Errors are gone. Now the error is gone. So I'll uninstall this one. I don't require this. Since I've installed NUnit 3.12, so I will revert to test adapter also 3.12. Okay, and this extension adapter, uninstall it. Visual templates is fine. These templates are important. Because of the templates, you will see that project templates are coming when you try to add a new item. So because of the templates, we're seeing that you're able to see when you add a new item, for example, new class. So you will be able to see in the test portion in unit, we can add the test fixture out here. Now it is gone. So better that you from the extension you install the unit Visual Studio templates, and from the NuGet packages you install where is that? So you install NUnit 3.12 by Charles Poole, and NUnit 3 is test adapter 3.12. These two versions should match. It is very absurd. Extension would have done that. I don't know why it is not doing it. Anyways, it has solved the matter. Now you're not getting it. Okay, so let's understand one particular thing. Automatically, we will see some, decorators are coming, text fixture decorator and the test decorator. The text fixture decorator always comes with the class file, and test decorator always comes with the methods inside the class file. Now, if you understand this, the test decorator or the test annotation which you say in Java is actually used to write your test cases. So all the test cases should be inside the test annotation or test decorator. So whatever test cases you want to write down, it should be inside this. Okay, and you can have more than one test annotation inside the class file. Okay, and we will see how to use it as we start using the NUnit framework. We'll be able to understand it. Okay, one more thing is that the test annotation, every annotation or every decorator that you see inside the NUnit framework, whether it is a test fixture part of the class file or test annotation part of the test case. So test annotation is for test case writing. So all these annotation, so this test case annotation will have public non-static void return time method. I can change the method name to it. Okay. So what I intend to do is that I would like to change the namespace. Uh, uh, what should I do? Namespace is equal to package, right? So I should give the name as the project name is hybrid framework. Let it remain like that. Namespace, I should basically have all these cases in the package called as com.hybrid dot test cases. So all the test cases will be in this particular package. I'll remove this. Let the project name be hybrid. The project name be hybrid framework. So this namespace will only have test cases, and like this, you can have another test case. For example, hmm, I can remove this program.cs. I don't need that. Once you use the test-ng framework, the NUnit framework, you don't have to use the main method. And the reason is very simple. That is because of the fact that NUnit internally speaks with the main method to compile your codes and give you the result. So this is one namespace that you need to have. Other namespace that I can give is and I'll call these as test cases for the sake of simplicity. Oops. Okay, I can add so the namespace will have the test cases will use the NUnit framework definitely, and if you can understand it, I will create one more C# file inside it, add a class file inside it. I'll call this class file as utilities. Class file, and this will be a simple class file. This will be a public class file, obviously. And I'm going to call this namespace as com.hybrid.utils. So that is another namespace. So one namespace is com.hybrid.utilities, one is com.hybrid.testcases. The test cases namespace will use the NUnit framework. This will be simple class files. As when we require it, we'll use that. Okay, the other one is your config file. So I'll add one more class file with the name of configuration.cs. And I'm going to name this as com.hybrid.configuration. Let's go to the test cases.cs, which is com.habit.testcases. Now this will use the NUnit framework. The test annotation or the test decorator is used to write your test cases. You can have more than one test annotation. So you can have more than one test annotation. Every test annotation will have a public non-static void type method. Okay, so you can have more than one. Okay, ensure that the method is not replicated. This can be method 1 and this is method 2. Okay, now the test annotations that you see will run in your alphabetical order. So if you want to run it, let's do something. Console dot write line method, and let's say I'll just write down running method 1. And the same I will write down here as running method 2. Okay, now the test annotation that you see will be running on the alphabetical order of the method name. So every test annotation has public non-static void return type method. So they will be running in alphabetical order. So what will happen? This will run first and this will run second. How do you run it out? Test window, test explorer. Run this. Okay. So build your solution to discover. So you have to build your solution. So it is again, you can say that it is run all to build discover and run all test in your solution. So this is the hybrid framework. You can see this is a project. It has this particular com.habit.test cases. It has two test annotation. You can see. Okay. And these are the two test annotation methods. So you want to run it all, you can basically go and run it all. Right click, run the selected text, or you can write down from here also, highlight it, run selected test, run all. So I will run all. This will build the solution and then run it. There were build errors, you can see, and you can see where are the build errors. So Explorer shows you zero pass, zero failed, to not run test. So let me build it like the way we build it, build the solution. Better to build the solution. It doesn't need a main method anyways. Okay, and then I can run this test explorer. I can run the selected test. So I can select these two tests and run the selected test. They were build errors. Why is the build error coming? Test not run. You can run to cursor also. If the cursor is blinking out here, run to the cursor. Oh, I have not made this as a startup project. Sorry. So I build the solution. Always build the solution and then go and explore it. Run this too. Run the selected test case. Would you like to continue run the test on the last successful build? There is some problem happening with this particular version. Windows Explorer. Let's write test method 1. NUnit framework doesn't need a main method. There is some problem because it is working very absurdly. NUnit framework never requires a main method. It internally speaks with the main method to throw the result. So if I debug, there are build errors. It's not a debugging because the debug target. Succeeded. Open initial output. So I just wanted to check out what is happening if I keep this main method, not using it, but just keep it out. Now it is working. Very absurd with this particular version. So it's better that I show you from scratch because these are things that I'm observing right now. I'll remove everything. Okay, don't save, just remove it. Let's look at the creation of the framework from scratch. So I'll create a new project, console application. I'll give this project name as hybrid framework. Where is the project present? I will not remove this, but actually you don't require this. Let it be out here. Earlier we did not used to use the main method. At least you need, at least in the main method you require right now. But that's what I'm seeing. I will not use this particular C# file. This one. Let me start creating my own classes. Add a new class. I'll call this as a NUnit class. I'll give the class name as test cases dot C# file. All the test cases would be out here. And the same problem is coming. What I have to do is manage NuGet packages NUnit. So this is NUnit 3.12. Install this. You also have to use NUnit 3.12 only. Now it's gone. So let me start creating it. This is the first test annotation method. You can have more than one test annotation method in a class file. This class file is test cases. I will change the namespace to com.hybrid.test cases. And I'm going to basically show you how it works, the test annotation. Running method 1. And you can have more than one test annotation in a class file, but it will run based on alphabetical order. So this is test method 1, this should be test method 2. And running test method 2. So this will run in alphabetical order, you will see that. So what you need to do is first build the solution. These 4 warnings are, this error is not with session 16 project, not with us. So that's fine. What you can do is, you can go to test, Windows, Test Explorer. You can select both the test cases, test annotation methods, test annotation method 1, test method 2, and you can run the selected test. And you can see the Explorer output to not run. Okay, 2 passed, you can see that. Okay, and if you go to individual parts, you will be able to see open additional output for this result, running method 1, additional output for that result. And if you click out here, running method 2. If you look at also behavior of this, Method 1 has run first, method 2 has run second. Now, if I go out here, make this method 2 and this method 1, and this as method 1 and this as method 2, you will still see that it is running in alphabetical order. I'll first build the solution. It is not concerned with us, so don't worry about it. So you can go to test, Windows, Test Explorer, and it is still, you can see it is running in, you can see that it is first showing up test method 1 and then test method 2. Okay, you can go out here and run the selected test. It will run all the test annotation methods. Both have passed. Total log duration is 16 milliseconds to run it. Test in the group, 2 tests in the group. Okay. And if you want to see individual test, open additional output, you can click out here. It is giving you the output running method 1, which you have defined in the method body. Okay. This is how it runs. It will always run in alphabetical order. So for example, if I say that as logout and this as login, or let's say I call this as logout, right? And this as login. And I will just change this to login to Gmail application. And this is logout. So logout is alphabetically coming next. Login will be before. Let's save it and build the solution first. Go to test, run test explorer. You automatically has taken login first, you can see, and then logout second. So generally the compiler works from top to left to right, followed by top to down, right? But when you use the NUnit framework, you will see, check how many test annotations are out here. Alphabetically, which is higher, login is higher than logout. And that is why you see in the text explorer, login has taken first and then logout. If you right click, run the selected test, this will have both the test annotations. It will run both. Go to the text explorer, it does not run still. Run it once more. Succeeded. And you can check out individually. Log into Gmail and then log out. So you can see that where if you have put it in this particular order also, log out first and log in, compiler is not running the logout method first. It is first running based on alphabetical order. That is what I'm saying. Okay. And this is how it works, the test annotation. So I will basically create my test scripts in the test annotation or test decorator, whatever you can want to say. Okay. So I will take a couple of scenarios out here. Read mail. There's a login procedure and there's a logout procedure. So when you log in like this, click on the go button. This is the login procedure. And the business scenarios that I'm going to automate is first is send mail. For sending mail, you have to click on write mail, compose the mail, and send. Okay, and then you have to log out. And then the next scenario will be saving mail. So there are two business scenarios that I'll take: send mail and save mail. For both send and save, you have to log in and log out will be same. So there are two scenarios I will take out here, two business scenarios. That I am going to take. First one is the send mail and the second one is save mail. Okay, and both these scenarios, the common procedure is login procedure and logout procedure. So if you have a common scenario between, so this test annotation can be, let's say, for send mail. Okay, and this can be for save mail. Now, obviously, save mail will run first because it is first in the hierarchy in terms of your hierarchy. Yes, based on alphabetically, it will run first, and then this will run. Okay, so these two will be pertaining to the run behavior. So what you can do is there is something called as, if I'm not wrong, you have something called as order. So if you write down order out here, order in n unit. An order unit is an element in the order vector space. So, order in n unit, right? Order attribute. This you can use with test annotation. So, for example, there are three tests. Now, test A will run first, and test B, then test C. Now, you want to run test B first. So, you give the order like this. This can be ordered 1. Test. So, you want to run test B first, and then test A, and then test C. So, test B will have order number 1, test A will have order number 2, and test C will have a order number 3. This is how you can give order. And it is telling you the order attribute may be placed in the test method. This is the test annotation method. Or fixture. This is the fixture. Fixture is used in your class file. There is test fixture and fixture both. You will see that if you are requiring it, we'll use it. So test with order attribute argument are started before any test without the attribute. So if I do not give in the order attribute, this will run at the last. Okay. If I give the order attribute that this test B should run first, so this should be order 1, then test A should be order 2, for example. And if I do not give any order, this will run automatically at the last. So ordered tests are started in ascending order of the order argument. Okay, among tests with the same order value or without the attribute, execution will be indeterminate. You cannot have the same order value. Test do not wait for prior test to finish. If multiple threads are in use, a test may be started while some other tests are still being run. So I can give the order. So I want to run this endmail first. If I don't give the order, this will run first. So how do you give order? You can just give space, comma, control space bar, and you can see order will come. Order. And you have to give this will I want to run first. And then I want to run this second. Sorry. Control space bar. Order 2. If I don't give the order, save mail will run first and then send mail based on alphabetical order. I'm repeating that fact. Okay. The things which are important for these two scenarios are two common things. This will also require a login. This will also require a login. This will also require a logout. This will also require a logout. So login and logout can be a common feature between these two test annotation methods. So we have something called as setup procedure, setup annotation. So I'll call this as in square bracket setup. And every annotation will require a public non-static void return type method except your data provider, which required static method. We'll see that later on. Every annotation right now will require public non-static void return type method except one annotation in your unit which requires static method. So this will be the login proceeds. So I'll call this a login method. Okay, and this I will have a teardown process. So I'll have something called as annotation called as teardown. This will also have a public non-static void return type method, logout. Okay, there's something called as one-time setup and one-time teardown. That will run only once before the class file runs and once after the class file runs. Setup will run in a specific manner. Setup will run as many times as the number of test annotations. There are 2 test annotations. Setup will run 2 times. Teardown also will run as many times as the number of test annotations. So there are 2 test annotations. Teardown will run 2 times. Now how will it run? Setup will run before each test annotation method. Teardown will run after each test annotation method. So 2 things important for setup and teardown. Setup will run how many times as the number of test annotations. There are 2 test annotations. Setup will run 2 times. Teardown will also run 2 times because there are 2 test annotations. But what is the mode of running? Mode of running is that setup will run before each test annotation. Before each test annotation. And teardown will run after each test annotation. Now, why I'm using the NUnit framework? Because it is used for management of your test suites and test cases. It makes your works easy. So the login procedure can be defined out here. The logout procedure can be defined out here. So first it will log in, then this is order 1. It will basically send mail and then it will log out. Then again it will log in, it will save mail and then it will log out. This is how it will happen. So what is the order of run? If you look at this, order of run will be run of annotations. Order of run will be first the setup will run, setup test annotation, setup annotation. And second it will run test annotation with order 1, order attribute 1. And then it will run the teardown annotation. And then fourth it will run again setup annotation. Fifth it will run test annotation with order 2. And lastly it will run your teardown annotation. This is the way it will run as far as this particular strategy is concerned. I'm going to comment this. So I can show you. I'll just write down simple hard coding right now. Here I'll hard code a login to this is the sending mail. Sending mail from Gmail. And this will be saving mail to Gmail application. And this will be, let's say, a console.writeline just to show you how it works. This will be log out from Gmail. And this will be login to Gmail application. I'll send it, I'll build the solution first. Not concerned hybrid frame program.cs. It's not concerned with us. Okay, test Windows Test Explorer. Now, if you look at this Test Explorer, last time you have seen these 2 methods, test method 1 and test method 2. Now it is send mail and save mail test annotation methods. So, will the text explorer show the methods of the teardown and setup? These are the methods of teardown and setup. Will it show that in the text explorer? Let's see that. It will only show your test annotation methods, and it is showing alphabetical order. It is now showing alphabetical order, but the order has been defined out here, right? Okay, so let's see how it is running. So I will run this, both of them. Let that run all test. Better. It is running, so I will hold on. Both have passed. Which has run first? Let's see. You can see login to Gmail has happened first, then sending mail to Gmail and log out from Gmail. This is the setup teardown process. These methods, the setup and teardown methods are not seen in your test explorer. Then save mail, log into Gmail, save mail to Gmail, log out from Gmail. This is how it works. And this is the time taken, you can see that. Okay, if I put the real-time code, then you will understand that. Okay, if I put down the real-time code, it looks like something like this. So let me take code snippets. One more thing, I can put this also. Okay, I'll show you the one-time setup and one-time teardown. So this setup and teardown, how it is working, you have seen that. How does this work? There's something called as one-time setup and one-time teardown. So one-time setup will work only once before the class file is running. It should also have public non-static void return method. This will be uh, initializing Chrome browser and navigation. So what I can do is that this is there, right? I can put this out here. Control C and put it out here. Navigation will be, this will be to your DD mail, right? 1 minute, I'll come. So one time will work like this, and one time teardown will work like this. This is how it is different from setup and teardown annotations. Okay, and what you need is you have to go to Ready Mail website, right? This is the website right now. Okay, so this will be okay. This driver has to be globally defined. Can't define it out here because this will be used in all the methods, whether it is a setup method, teardown method, whether it is a one-time setup, one-time teardown, or test annotation method. So the driver has to be defined at the global level. So I'll call this as public web drive, iWeb driver. WebDriver is the interface, iWebDriver. And lastly, at the teardown, I have defined the teardown now. You can put these annotations anywhere as you wish to. It is not that you have to put it at the beginning and then you have to put it at the last. Nothing of that sort. Whatever order you want to put down, you can put down. Remember that. It will work based on how it is supposed to work. It will work on this particular manner only. So I can put the one-time teardown out here. Public void, and this was initializing the Chrome browser and navigation. It got it not Chrome. Tomorrow it can be any other browser, right? Browser and navigation, and this will be public void uh, close browser. So after everything, it will close the browser at the last. So driver dot quit directly. And I'll show you. At least you will be able to see the what it is navigating. After that, it will do this activity. Then uh, this one. Then tear down. Then again setup. Then order number 2. Then tear down. And at the last, you will see it is closing the driver. Okay. Login procedure also you can take it out. What is there? Inspect. So let me take the XPath of this. Driver dot find 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 element by the XPath. Okay, one important thing is that you have to use, it is good to use implicit wait. You can put this equal to this, that side. Timespan dot in seconds method 20 seconds. And this could be applied in wherever you have find element. Logout will be this. Also, I have to give the password also, right? Let it be out here console. Log out and copy. This will be login procedure. Just for the sake of showing you, I'm writing it down. And this will be write down the initial process console.writeLine. I'm not going to create the script for your send mail and save mail, but I'll show you at least the working behavior, how it works. I'll go to build the solution. What is this program? Arcs. Why should I remove it? It is not working. If I'm removing it. Anyway, let's go out here and go to the test. Windows Test Explorer. So hybrid framework, run the selected test. So one time setup. One time teardown has happened. What is this one time teardown? Driver.quit. This will happen at the last. One time, this is until it has closed the browser, you can see. This will happen, then setup will happen, login, and then order number one will happen, then teardown will happen, then again setup will happen, then order number two will happen. Okay, and then teardown will happen, and then one time teardown should happen. Quit will be at the last, and there is some problem I can see. Save mail has not run. No such enable to locate the element method XPath. Okay, there's a problem. Line number 70. So setup login has again not happened. And login has not happened because this should be part of your navigation, should be part of your login. So I will cut it out. This will just open the browser. No navigation will happen. In setup, it will navigate and login. This is where I'll give this. So it will open the browser. Then it should set up, navigate and login. And then it should perform this activity. And then it should tear down, log out. Then it should again set up. Then order number 2 should happen. Then tear down should happen. And then one time tear down should happen. Let's see. I run the test. Run all. It is running, sorry. This is part of your one-time tier setup. This is part of your setup. Then send mail, and then logout will be tear down. And again login. Yes, it is happening. Logout will be part of tear down. Save mail and then logout. And one times tear down is closing the browser. All are passed. This is how it works. If you go to save mail, log into Gmail, saving mail to Gmail, log out from Gmail, it is happening. And if you go to send mail procedure, the same thing is happening. So you will never see the one-time teardown setup methods. We never see setup methods. We never see the teardown method. This will only show you, Explorer will only show you test annotation methods name. Okay. So this is how it works. The only thing that you require is basically to create the send mail and the save mail procedure in this one, in your respective test cases. This I will do it, these two, save mail and send mail. Then I'll do it in the next session, and then you can go forward. This is just to show you how the NUnit framework works. Once you know how it works and it is working fine, and then you can go ahead and now create the framework. Okay, the first thing is that I'll create the scripts for these, and then move ahead to create the keyword driven, and then the data driven. Any questions?
No question.
Okay. Azhar is not there.
Oh, yes, left.
He only wanted this session, huh? Okay. Chalo, see you next.
Yeah, thank you, Kaushik. Happy Deepavali.
Same to you. Tomorrow we'll have session, right? Let me
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.